Good morning, dear colleagues. I want to present my demonstrative lesson. The theme of my lesson is my last birthday. It is the lexical theme. The grammar theme is the past simple tense. The lesson is created for the third grade. To begin my lesson, I have chosen the method of guessing the theme of the lesson. The pupils have to look at the picture and at this signal word, and they have to guess the theme of the lesson. I have chosen this task in order to develop the pupils' speaking skills and thinking skills. The next step of my lesson is the presentation of the learning objectives. So for my lesson, I have chosen these learning objectives, and according to them, the learners can understand the information while listening short story, use the past simple tense in speech, make up the sentences. The next step is the division into 3 groups. I give the pupils the cut verbs, and they have to find the members of their groups. So the first group have got these verbs. The second group has got these forms of the verbs. And the third group has got the third forms of the verbs. This group, the third group, is the strongest group. The first task for pupils is to fill in the gaps. The pupils have to write down the missing forms of the verbs, and they exchange their papers, read and check up the works of other pupils. I have chosen this task in order to revise some forms of the verbs, because pupils are going to work with these verbs during the lesson. Pupils have got 3 minutes for this task, and if they do the task correctly, they get 1 point. The next task is to form the past simple of these verbs and divide the verbs into 3 groups. The first group will divide the verbs, will choose the verbs which ending is read t. The second group will choose the verbs which ending is read d. The third group is going to find the verbs which ending is read id. I have chosen this task in order to check up the pupils' pronunciation and their knowledge of the rule. The pupils have to read during the checking. The pupils have to read the forms, the past forms of the verbs, and I'm going to check up and to listen to their pronunciation. For this task, the pupils have got 3 minutes, and they will get 1 point if the task is correct. The next step is unscramble the sentences. The pupils have got 5 sentences. The words are cut. Each sentence I fasten with a a paper clip, and the pupils have to make up the sentences. I have chosen this task to teach pupils to form the sentences correctly using the past simple tense. For this task, the pupils have got 5 minutes, and if they have got all sentences, they get 5 points. They exchange their works and check up the works of other groups. They read aloud their sentences. So the next step is dynamic break. For dynamic break, I have chosen the song where past simple is used. So I have done this in order to revise some forms of the verbs.
I went to school one morning and I walked like this, walked like this, walked like this. I went to school one morning and I walked like this, all on my way to school.
I saw a little rabbit and he hopped like this, hopped like this, hopped like this. I saw a little rabbit and he hopped like this, all on my way to school.
I saw a tall policeman and he stood like this, stood like this, stood like this. I saw a tall policeman and he stood like this, all on my way to school.
I heard the school bell ringing and I ran like this, ran like this, ran like this. I heard the school bell ringing and I ran like this, all on my way to school.
The next task is making up the sentences. The pupils have got 5 minutes for this task. If the sentences are correct, the pupils get 5 points. I have chosen the following tasks in order to check up the pupils' consolidation of the past simple formation. So the first group has to open the brackets. The second group has to match the parts of the sentences. And the third group is going to make up the sentences using the pictures and the verbs as a prompt. The pupils have to listen to each other while checking up the task, and if they listen to mistake, they raise their hands and name the mistake. If they correct the sentence of other group, they will get additional point. The next task is work with the video. But before watching the video, the pupils have to answer the question what the video is about. These tasks allow students to get involved in the video, so they can predict the content of the video. This activity also helps to develop the pupils' creativity and logic. It can help to keep pupils' interest to the video. Let's watch the video. The pupils are going to watch the video twice.
Hello, My name is Amir. I am 9 now. My birthday is in September. My last birthday was great. We went to the cafe. My friends came at 6 o'clock in the evening. They gave me a lot of presents and cards. We ate pizza and drank juice. There was a big cake. I blew out the candles and everyone sang a song, Happy Birthday. The music played loudly and everyone danced. It was a great birthday. I liked it very much.
So the pupils have watched the video and they are going to do the task. For the task, the pupils have got 5 minutes. If they do all sentences correctly, they get 7 points. The first group have to choose the correct word. For example, here they have to choose the correct form of the verb to be. So it is was. The second group have to unscramble the words. For example, here they have to write the form of the verb was. And the third group have to fill in the blanks. So they have to write here the verb was. In order to check up their verbs, the students exchange their papers and read the sentences one by one. So it is the end of the lesson and it is the time for evaluation. So according to this scheme, the pupils know their points for the lesson. So for example, if the group has got 19 points, the mark is 10 points. And this is the time for reflection. If the learners have coped with the tasks and reached the aims of the lesson, they stick this candle on the cake. If the learners have had some problems and difficulties during the lesson, they stick this candle on our cake. After this, I can analyze their reflection and ask some questions about their problems and difficulties. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye, dear colleagues.